Welcome back to the Pharmacology Vault, where we decode drug mechanisms and unravel complex biological systems. Today's video is all about one of the most influential neurotransmitter systems in human physiology, the serotonergic system. From mood regulation to gut movement, from migraines to antipsychotic targets, serotonin touches almost every corner of medicine. Let's unlock the science behind it. Serotonin, also called 5-hydroxytryptamine, or 5-HT, is a monoamine neurotransmitter synthesized from the essential amino acid tryptophan. It's predominantly synthesized in serotonergic neurons in the CNS and enterochromaffin cells in the GI tract. Once produced, serotonin is packaged into vesicles and released at synapses in response to action potentials. After release, serotonin acts on postsynaptic receptors to exert its effects, then it's either reabsorbed via the SERT transporter or broken down by the enzyme monoamine oxidase A, MAO-A. This fine balance of synthesis, release, and degradation is essential for normal brain and body function. Functions of the serotonergic system. Let's now explore the multifaceted functions of the serotonergic system, one of the most widespread and influential neurotransmitter systems in the human body. Brain mood regulation. Serotonin plays a central role in emotional stability. Low serotonin levels are closely associated with depression and anxiety, which is why many antidepressants, especially SSRIs, selective serotonin reuptake inhibitors, are designed to boost serotonin levels in the brain. These medications prevent the reuptake of serotonin, allowing it to act longer at synaptic sites. Fork and knife with plate appetite and satiety. Serotonin acts on the hypothalamus, the brain's hunger center, to regulate food intake and feelings of fullness. Disruption in this pathway can lead to eating disorders like anorexia or binge eating, and drugs that affect 5-HT receptors have been explored for weight management. Crescent moon sleep-wake cycle. Serotonin influences circadian rhythms and is a precursor to melatonin, the hormone responsible for sleep onset. Higher serotonin activity helps promote restful sleep, especially through its action in the suprachiasmatic nucleus of the hypothalamus. High-voltage pain perception. Descending serotonergic pathways in the brainstem and spinal cord modulate nociceptive signals, meaning serotonin can enhance or inhibit pain depending on the receptor subtype. That's why serotonin is targeted in migraine management and chronic pain therapies. Puzzle piece cognition and memory. Serotonin helps regulate executive functions, decision-making, and memory formation, particularly through its activity in the prefrontal cortex and hippocampus. Abnormal serotonin function is linked to cognitive deficits in disorders like schizophrenia and Alzheimer's disease. Microbe gastrointestinal function. A surprising fact, over 90% of the body's serotonin is found not in the brain, but in the gastrointestinal tract. Here, it controls intestinal motility, ensuring smooth muscle contractions that aid digestion. Disruptions can lead to IBS and constipation, which is why 5-HT3 and 5-HT4 receptors are drug targets for GI conditions. This diagram beautifully summarizes how serotonin is not just a mood molecule, but a versatile neurochemical with profound influence across multiple physiological systems. The serotonergic system is complex, with at least 7 receptor families, each playing unique physiological roles. Let's focus on the major ones. 5-HT1 receptors are linked to GI-O proteins and inhibit adenylate cyclase. They regulate mood, anxiety, and sleep. Clinically, agonists of 5-HT1B, 1D, like triptans, are used to treat migraines. 5-HT2 receptors, especially 5-HT2A, couple with GQ proteins, promoting excitatory signals. These receptors are involved in mood regulation, hallucinations, and vascular tone. They're key targets for atypical antipsychotics. 5-HT3 receptors are unique, they're ligand-gated ion channels, not G-protein coupled. They play a role in nausea, vomiting, and pain modulation. Ondansetron, a 5-HT3 antagonist, is widely used as an antiemetic. 5-HT4 to 5-HT7 receptors vary in signaling pathways and are involved in gastrointestinal motility, learning and memory, and circadian rhythm. This receptor diversity allows serotonin to influence many systems, making it a pharmacological goldmine. Serotonin operates in both the central and peripheral nervous systems, with different roles in each. In the CNS, Serotonergic neurons arise from the raphe nuclei in the brainstem, projecting throughout the cortex, limbic system, hypothalamus, and spinal cord. Here, serotonin regulates mood and emotion, sleep-wake cycles, pain perception, cognition and memory. In the periphery, serotonin is mostly found in enterochromaffin cells of the gut, where it stimulates intestinal motility. Platelets, which store serotonin and release it to promote vasoconstriction and clot formation. This dual action makes serotonin pivotal in both mental health and gastrointestinal physiology. Disruptions in serotonin signaling have been implicated in a wide range of neurological and somatic disorders, depression and anxiety, often linked to reduced serotonin levels or receptor dysfunction. Treated with SSRIs, SNRIs, or MAO inhibitors. Obsessive-compulsive disorder, OCD, involves abnormal 5-HT signaling, particularly in frontostriatal pathways. Schizophrenia 5-HT2A receptor overactivation may contribute to hallucinations. Atypical antipsychotics like risperidone or clozapine block these receptors. Migraine, affected by serotonin fluctuations. Triptans, acting on 5-HT1B, 1D, cause cranial vasoconstriction and inhibit pain transmission. Nausea and vomiting, mediated by 5-HT3 receptors in the GI tract and chemoreceptor trigger zone, CTZ. Managed by 5-HT3 antagonists like ondansetron. Irritable bowel syndrome, IBS, linked to peripheral serotonin dysregulation affecting gut motility and sensation. Each of these conditions is managed using drugs that modulate specific serotonin pathways, making receptor selectivity a key therapeutic strategy. Here's a concise comparison of serotonin's central versus peripheral actions. Feature: central, brain; peripheral, gut, platelets; location: raphe nuclei; projections: enterochromaffin cells, platelets; functions: mood, cognition, sleep, thermoregulation, GI motility, vasoconstriction, clotting. Receptor types: 5-HT1A, 5-HT2A, 5-HT3, 5-HT4, 5-HT3, 5-HT4. Clinical focus: depression, OCD, schizophrenia, migraine, IBS, nausea, platelet disorders. The receptor distribution defines the target-specific actions of drugs across systems. Let's recap everything we've unlocked. Small diamond serotonin, 5-HT, is a multifunctional neurotransmitter influencing both CNS and peripheral systems. Small diamond, it acts through a diverse family of receptors, including both G-protein-coupled receptors and ligand-gated ion channels, each responsible for specific physiological processes like mood regulation, nausea control, and GI motility. Small diamond clinical disorders such as depression, OCD, migraine, and IBS involve serotonergic dysfunction, and modern medicine offers targeted therapies like SSRIs, enhancing synaptic serotonin, triptans, activating 5-HT1B, 1D for migraine relief, antipsychotics, blocking 5-HT2A to reduce hallucinations, ondansetron, blocking 5-HT3 to stop nausea. Small diamond, a deep understanding of serotonin's biosynthesis, receptor signaling, and clinical pharmacology is vital for designing more precise and effective treatments in neuropsychiatry and gastroenterology. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this deep dive into the serotonergic system, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon for more high-yield pharmacology content. This is the Pharmacology Vault, unlocking drug mechanisms, one system at a time. See you in the next video.